Hello, once more, Bisto Makwala, www.bisto.co.za, Bisto Makwala Training Academy. I shoot for Safari Outdoor as well as Pretoria Military Practical Shooting Club. That's my name there. And please, I would appreciate that you like, subscribe, and comment so that you can give us feedback. I did a video early. I think the previous one I did was with regards to getting to understand what the licensing process is in South Africa, from proficiency, competency, as well as obtaining the actual license. But what we're going to be doing as part of this video is I'm going to be taking you through my Springfield XD Elite over here that I actually purchased. So it has been made safe already, and I've taken it apart. It's got an optic on, which is the 6-hour Romeo. Right, I'm putting a cover on because I need to explain what the video is all about. It's about the cheap version of Cerakoting, right? Instead of taking it in to be baked and all that stuff. And you'll see that I got a nice cutout that I already printed earlier that we're going to be using to actually have patterns on the grip frame and everything like that, because I don't like this color here, or rather I'm playing around with ideas. So all you're going to need is a pair of, this is what I use for my fishing gear, but it works pretty good for the cutouts, or my EDC knife that we can also use. It's a Smith & Wesson knife that we will be using for cutting some of those out. So the Springfield XD Elite, I've done a comparison between this and my Shadow 2, but today we're going to be attempting to Cerakote. I learned from a friend of mine in the US that you can't go wrong, or if you do go wrong, you can go back. What I have in front of us is normal Q-Tex nail polish remover that you can pick up from any local store. It doesn't really matter where this works. Okay, so some pads that you can use. Now that we've got this, you can use the other end, or either, really, just lightly, so that the paint can really be able to just, clean up the oils, the gun oil and the other dead material that you may have in there, just mostly on the outside, because we're not going to be painting the inside. That looks good already, so I want to give it a couple of seconds to dry. There's a little bit of that over there, so I'm going to be spraying my mag pouches as well. So same one, because I cleaned the firearm not so long ago, so I'll just clean the areas here where we'd like the paint to sit, including the grip, the tank area, the mag well. I'm not flagging you, obviously the firearm is completely disassembled. So once I've done that, I need to take kitchen towel, paper towel, and just make sure that that's completely dry. Luckily I'm working from my garage and there's wind, a blowing. This is going to make noise in the microphone. I do apologize for the upfront. And what you want to do is cover the great thing is that I've already taken the barrel off, so I'm just going to be stuffing this into the magwell area so we don't really touch that. And I will get some stickers that I'll put, because I'm not seeing where my tape is at the moment, so I'll get some stickers that we use at normal IPSC classic targets to patch. And then I'm gonna stop the video and come back in a bit. Now that we've prepared that, I want to do that offline so I don't waste your time. I put the paper towel around the firearm areas where I don't want us to really put paint in. And then we're going to be going back to the board here, and then I'm going to be cutting these cuts as I would like for them to print on the frame mostly. So let's put that away so we've got enough room here to work. So I mean, you can really do anything you want, you can go wild here. Just make sure that you follow the cutouts. Doesn't have to be perfect, as long as we will be able to get at least one or two of those shapes or more, so that we can apply something that's uniform across all sides. I'm using obviously the IPSC plastic target, so I don't cause damage on the floor, and also preferably we do this in a garage, outdoors. We don't want the spray to be going on and making rounds in the house. It's a nice season in South Africa, it's nice and warm, there's a lot of flies. Now I have to have Doom with me all the time, so I've made quite good progress there. So I'll be cutting these off using a fine tool like this one, and then once I've done that, I'll come back on camera once we have the cut out to complete the rest of the project, and I'll show you the spray that we'll be using now in a bit. But it's something that I picked up from a local hardware store. I think it was $100 or something like that, but it's really good. I've tried it on my other equipment here from a DIY perspective, and it works well. So yeah, with that, let me pause the video and I'll come back once I've completed the cutout. So I'm not going to be in the frame for the most part, because I will be working mostly from the floor. I'll be on my knees, down on bended knees. So as promised, I went offline for the cutouts. It's not perfect, however I promised to show you the spray that I'm using. It's called Rust-Oleum Painter's Touch. 2 times it's matte black or flat black. So what you want to do is give it a good shake, and then because the farm's small, we can start with maybe testing it out on the grips, just making sure that you don't one small spray on the important parts. So let's see, let's go with this on this side, and we'll attempt to do the same thing on the other side. So I'm just going to improvise, and with that cap there, just make sure that it is indeed working. Not a lot, give it a few moments to dry. So already that's looking pretty cool, that's looking very, very awesome. So I'll wait for it to dry, and then while I do, I'm going to try and work on the top of the frame, so not the frame but the slide rather. Then similarly I'll just improvise and see what results I get. Also a similar pattern there, which is something that I'm loving. This one's pretty safe, so I can tilt it slightly, move this one away so it gets time to dry. Because I'm loving the same pattern, I'll just do that here, maybe drag it and do the same up here at the front. That was a bit too much, but nothing wrong with that. So it's not going to be safe at this stage to turn this one around. So what I'm going to do is I've got my stand, but I'll do the same side here, following the same kind of pattern or doing it slightly different. Right, and let's see how it came out. Yeah, not really great, but up here maybe would be best. I felt that one. It is indeed good, even though it was a little bit too much. Slightly different pattern over here in front, and that should pretty much be it. And then depending on what your really needs are, you can really go wild as much as you want to go. So here's a nice small one that we can use just here in front, and maybe here, because it's really difficult to get underneath from this angle. Right, and I think I'll use the same one, and that's pretty awesome for this bit here. Hopefully I don't mess around with the paint that's already on here, just a tiny bit, so it doesn't become obvious that it was really not that. So with that, I'm gonna give it like a couple of seconds, let's rather say maybe 2 minutes, for it to dry completely, unless I can work on this one, which I can. Right at the back here, we will do the, yeah, maybe the grip here, especially at the back, just small here, maybe in front as well, and then maybe just here at the back. My blade carrier is in my working space here, so that's looking pretty cool and not too much. Right, this is really becoming awesome. Right, random, but I think I just need to go maybe across this way over here, not too much. That's awesome. And then just at the back here. Right, it looks like this area here still needs drying. Let's have a look, see if I can make a plan. Maybe what we can do in the meantime is put this away, wait for it to dry, and just work on a piece that will go opposite direction, just like it doesn't look good here at the top, so I'm gonna have to work harder to get that right. Maybe a little bit more of that, not too much. It's not looking good at all, so I don't worry too much about painting the side, because I'm not going to be using it, and it's supposed to be blacked out anyway. And I'll be using like the same nail polish remover. Once this dries, it looks like we're actually good to go over to the other side. Now we can always clean up using like that spray paint remover or nail polish remover rather. So that here, that's nice. Maybe here, and then maybe changing the pattern in front as well as the direction of that. I am improvising completely here, but it's coming out really nice. Maybe these two, that pattern over there, it's nice. And then maybe the same pattern just in a different direction, and maybe towards the rear and here. Right, it's looking pretty awesome. Just gonna flip it across so I try and figure out what I have on either side, because I don't want it to be too obvious. This we need to come back to. What I'll do is I'll use the remover and try again. Like I said, you know, you've got 1 or 2 chances, and then you can always completely do this and come back to it. Right, it comes off really easily, and in fact I should have left this part alone here towards the rear, because that's where the emblem is, the emblem for the actual firearm. I should have definitely left that one alone, so I'll try and work my way to going towards the front. Paper towel, which is something I'm running out of, just to make sure it's nice and dry before we try again. Put this away, then maybe leave this to dry a little bit. I'm just gonna walk outside. I'll pause the video and come back now. Wow, so I've waited a few minutes and I came back. I had to actually put my stencil in the sun, and while we are looking at this, I just want to show you my CR speed rig that I use for competition. This fits the Springfield as well as the Shadow 2. The 6 do not fit, they're a little bit too short. So with that, you are aware of the med kit that I always have with me, especially at shooting range or as you drive. You know, someone chokes, someone has an issue. So I've prepared the stencil again, and I'm going to be shaping this a little bit more and work on that front piece I wasn't happy with. Also, maybe the rear here, that should be enough. Actually, you know what, let's see if we can find a nice heart shape here, or a butterfly. That's better. I'm gonna wait for that to dry and work on the grip area here. Let's just have a look. So that's the other pattern. We may have to give it another run so it becomes nice and bold. So here what I want to see is this upward one, so I'm going to apply the same as on the other side. Doesn't have to completely align or line up. That's awesome. Maybe a different shape up here at the top, yeah, and then this here in front, and maybe some more over here, over there. Okay, I'm going to have to come back and do that one once this dries, but in the meantime we can do the rear. It's really challenging from my angle. That's fine. Maybe here towards the tank area, without doing too much or overdoing it. Flip it around so I can get access to the trigger finger here. Yeah, the front portion without spraying the serial number, and back here now just spray myself, but it's okay, we'll wait for that to dry and go have a look at the slide. May have to put it out in the sun out there. It looks, you just need that to dry, as well as the frame to dry. Now I've got a nice, actually that's not about a year. Why not? I do not see why not, while we wait for these items to dry. I don't know what the implication is doing this health wise, but yeah. Okay, so actually it's a pretty cool pattern over there. So I'm gonna put this stencil again in the sun because it's nice and wet now, and once we've done so, I'll come back and finish off the piece and show you the final product. As we carry on, it's nicely dried, so my stencil was outside here in the sun. I'm grabbing it real quick, and then what we'll do is we will, I think there's like a couple of touch points, and then we are done. So just remove my plate carrier here so we can get more room. A friend of mine called about some holsters that I've got lying around in my garage. There's like a lot of them in the storeroom as well. That's for my P365 XL, my carry, but this is more a tactical kind of holster, and some of the holsters that I picked up over the years, 6 hour, as well as the PO7. This is my knife. There's already one on the plate carrier. This is more for the belt, and I'll show you a couple of other knives now, but we need to finish this project as soon as possible. So this one's pretty much done. I'm gonna leave it as it is so I can give it a try and see the slide. Yep, nothing wrong with this pattern. I'm just going to be removing all the papers that we put in here so I can put it back together. There's still an area that feels like it needs some air and drying, but yeah, no, it's nice and dry now. So the recommendation is not to use this for the next couple of days or so. I'm just going to grab the slide so I can put the barrel back on. I'll be applying some lubricant at a later stage. There goes the spring. Putting it back is easy, just push that forward. It's not like the Shadow 2, and this is the final product, ladies and gentlemen. I should be using my strong hand for this because I obviously suck at my support hand, and this is usually how I wreck my slide anyway. Let's do that so you can see what I'm doing. Keep it in the frame. Oh yeah, this is a different firearm, so I have to remember that I don't need to particularly drop this. I think it's the wrong way around. It's the wrong way around, but that should lock back, and that's it. Just put the thread back on, and ladies and gentlemen, this is, I hope you will be able to pick it up. See, I'll fix that just now. The final product over there. That's the final product, and thanks very much for watching. Remember to like, subscribe, and looks like I'm gonna be using like the cleaning material that I showed you, just to clean it up a little bit some more where the spray went to spread. And I'll probably be touching on this part here as well, so that this color matches the optic, because you'll see that there's 3 different colors on there now, which is one of the reasons I ended up doing this. And I'll be removing this. I'll be working on another video doing the same thing or something similar on my AR-15, because it really deserves this kind of attention. And yeah, as I was saying, please do subscribe, like, comment, let me know, let us know how we're doing, so that we can you know, flipping the camera around, let us know so that we can definitely engage. Let us know how we're doing, and enjoy your sport shooting. Take care.